In early February 2026, a covered flying wing aircraft appeared on the deck of China's newest Type 076 amphibious assault ship, Sichuan. It was not shown launching. It was not shown landing. Janes assessed that it appeared to be a mock-up. But one detail mattered more than the lack of flight footage. The aircraft was photographed on the ship's port elevator, with its wings folded, directly in front of a hangar entrance. That single image exposed what the GJ-21 program is really trying to solve. China already had a stealthy flying wing drone lineage in the GJ-11. The harder problem was turning that broad, tailless shape into an aircraft that could live aboard a ship built around electromagnetic catapult launch and arrested recovery. That means fitting through deck and hangar constraints, attaching launch and recovery hardware, preserving a controlled aerodynamic shape, and then proving that the aircraft and ship can function as one system. And, as of mid-2026, that proof was still being assembled in public. The GJ-21 is widely identified as a naval derivative of the GJ-11 sharp sword family. The basic silhouette is familiar: no vertical tail. Swept wings blended into a broad central body, a dorsal inlet, and a recessed rear exhaust area. But the naval version introduces visible differences that change the engineering problem completely. The most obvious is the wing fold. A flying wing gets much of its identity from one continuous span. On land, that span is mainly an aerodynamic and structural problem. On a ship, it is also a packaging problem. Elevators have boundaries. Hangar entrances have boundaries. Parking spots on a crowded deck have boundaries. A wide aircraft that cannot reduce its footprint consumes valuable space every minute it is not flying. So the GJ-21's outer wing sections fold. That sounds simple, until you consider what a fold actually means. A continuous wing becomes a wing with a mechanical brake. Loads still have to pass through it. Control surfaces still have to work. The outer panel has to return to the same flight position after being folded. And on an aircraft shaped around low observable geometry, the external lines cannot simply become an untidy collection of hinges and gaps. Public sources do not reveal the exact hinge design, internal reinforcement, materials, or locking mechanism. So those details should not be invented. What the photographs do prove is the design decision itself. China accepted the complexity of folding the wing because shipboard storage demanded it. There is another reason the fold matters. On a conventional aircraft, navalization can sometimes be obvious in the landing gear and hook, while the main wing remains largely unchanged. Here, the planform itself has to become a moving mechanism. That creates a visual clue to the production challenge. Navalization reaches into the primary geometry of the aircraft, not just equipment bolted underneath it. The public record does not show how that mechanism is manufactured, but it clearly shows why it exists. But fitting the aircraft aboard Sichuan only solves the problem while it is parked. The next problem begins when it moves toward the catapult. A conventional runway lets an aircraft accelerate over hundreds or thousands of meters. A ship does not. Sichuan was designed with electromagnetic catapult and arresting technology specifically so fixed-wing aircraft can operate from its deck. For the GJ-21, that requirement becomes visible at the nose landing gear. Unofficial flight imagery published in 2026 showed the aircraft with its landing gear extended and a catapult launch bar visible on the nose gear. That small piece of hardware changes the story. It is the physical interface between an unmanned aircraft and a launch system capable of accelerating it along a very short deck run. The launch bar is easy to photograph. The difficult engineering, is everything the photograph cannot prove. The loads from a catapult launch have to travel through the landing gear and into the airframe. The aircraft has to remain aligned. Its control system has to transition from restrained acceleration to free flight. But the exact load paths, reinforcement scheme, software logic, and structural margins of the GJ-21 are not public. We know the interface exists. We do not know its internal design. And launch is only half of naval aviation. At the other end of the flight is a hook. Images that emerged in late 2025 showed a GJ-21 type aircraft airborne with an arresting hook lowered. That is one of the clearest distinctions between this naval configuration and its land-based lineage. A normal runway landing dissipates energy through distance and braking. An arrested recovery asks the aircraft to engage a cable and decelerate over a dramatically shorter distance. The hook, therefore, is not just an accessory hanging from the underside. It represents a completely different recovery requirement. More than a decade earlier, the United States demonstrated the same fundamental challenge with the X-47B. In 2013, the unmanned flying wing demonstrator completed catapult launches and arrested landings aboard the USS George H.W. Bush. The point of that comparison is not that the GJ-21 and X-47B are the same aircraft. They are not. The useful comparison is the test sequence. Before an unmanned flying wing becomes credible at sea, launch, recovery, deck handling, and ship integration all have to be proven. That is exactly where the GJ-21 story becomes more interesting than a list of stealth drone specifications. If you enjoy manufacturing stories where the real engineering is hidden in the interfaces, subscribe to Modus Assembly. Because the next interface is the one that may decide whether the GJ-21 becomes a genuine shipborne system. By 2025 and 2026, the aircraft was no longer visible only as a clean display shape. Flight test photographs showed temporary instrumentation, extended landing gear, trailing edge control surfaces, the launch bar, and the recovery hook. Each of those details moves the program away from presentation and toward validation. But there is a crucial line we should not cross. Public imagery does not show the complete GJ-21 production line. It does not establish its exact materials, engine model, radar cross-section, payload, production rate, or even authoritative overall dimensions. Claims about proprietary stealth coatings, composite layup sequences, internal weapon bays, or exact carrier reinforcement would turn evidence into guesswork. The real manufacturing story is narrower and stronger. It is the transformation of a flying wing airframe into a naval test article, followed by the gradual exposure of the hardware needed to make that aircraft compatible with a catapult-equipped ship. And then came the elevator photograph. Between January 31st and February 2nd, 2026, images showed a covered GJ-21-shaped aircraft aboard Sichuan while the ship was at Hudong Zhonghua in Shanghai. Janes assessed the aircraft as apparently a mock-up. That limitation matters. A mock-up cannot prove flight readiness. It cannot prove software integration. And it cannot prove successful launch and recovery. But a full-scale mock-up can answer physical questions that drawings cannot. Does the folded aircraft fit on the elevator? Can it sit in front of the hangar entrance? How much deck area does the shape occupy? Can crews study towing clearances and parking arrangements around the real ship? Those are basic questions, but they are exactly the kind of basic questions that have to be answered before a complex aviation system goes to sea. Sichuan makes those questions unusually important. China officially launched the Type 076 in December 2024. The ship displaces more than 40,000 tons at full load and combines a full-length flight deck with electromagnetic catapult and arresting technologies. Its first sea trial began in November 2025. By April 2026, China's Defense Ministry said Sichuan had completed several trial voyages and had moved into further scientific experiments and training intended to test multiple systems and platforms. So while the aircraft was revealing its naval hardware, the ship was progressing through its own test program. Two development tracks were moving toward the same point. That point is ship-aircraft integration. In July 2026, Chinese state media aired computer-generated imagery of GJ-21 drones being launched from Sichuan. The footage looked like a preview of the intended system, but it was a rendering. It was not evidence that a real GJ-21 had already completed that launch. Reporting on the same coverage said ship-aircraft integration training was the next step. That distinction changes the entire ending. The impressive part of the GJ-21 story is not that China has publicly proven an operational stealth drone carrier. It has not. At least, not with the evidence available here. The impressive part is how many of the necessary pieces have become visible, one by one. First, the GJ-11 lineage established the flying wing foundation. Then the naval configuration appeared with folding outer wings. Flight imagery exposed an arresting hook. Later imagery exposed the catapult launch bar and landing gear configuration. A full-scale GJ-21 shaped mock-up appeared on Sichuan's elevator with its wings folded. At the same time, Sichuan progressed through sea trials toward aviation system integration. Each step closes one question and opens another. Can the aircraft fit aboard the ship? The mock-up strongly suggests the geometry is being tested. Can it interface with a catapult? The launch bar shows that capability is designed into the aircraft. Can it support arrested recovery? The hook shows the recovery architecture is present. Can the real aircraft repeatedly launch from and recover aboard Sichuan at sea? That is the open question, and it is the one that matters most. Because carrier aviation is not created by adding a hook to an aircraft or a catapult to a ship. It is created when the aircraft structure, landing gear, control system, deck equipment, elevator geometry, handling procedures, launch system, arresting system, and test program all converge into a repeatable cycle. The GJ-21 is therefore best understood not as a mysterious finished weapon whose specifications need to be guessed, but as a visible engineering transition. A stealth flying wing is being reshaped for the constraints of a ship. The wings fold because deck space is finite. The nose gear changes because launch distance is finite. The hook appears because landing distance is even more unforgiving. And the mock-up on the elevator matters because an aircraft that cannot move through the ship cannot become part of its air wing, no matter how advanced it looks in flight. The next decisive image will not be another distant photograph of the GJ-21 in the sky. It will be credible evidence that the real aircraft and the real Type 076 have completed the launch and recovery cycle together. Until then, the manufacturing question has a clear answer. China is not simply putting a stealth drone on a ship. It is adapting the aircraft, the launch and recovery interfaces, and the ship itself around one shared naval aviation system. And that system is now approaching the test that will determine whether all those pieces actually work together. This is Modus Assembly. Subscribe for more evidence-led stories about how complex military machines are engineered, built, tested, and brought into service.